I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes, I didn't see anything.
I move to approve the minutes.
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the October 3rd minutes. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0. Any commissioner comments or committee reports?
I have done.
I had a JCAP meeting last week. I got notified at 11 o'clock. It was at 12 o'clock, and I was done at a doctor's appointment, so I did not attend. So I asked her, I would like to have a little bit more notice than an hour.
That's the first notice you'd had on that?
That's the first notice I had.
Wow.
And the next one, we're going to go out to Effingham and have it out there.
Oh,
And I wrote down the date, so I thought that was good that we go out there and meet.
sure. I didn't have any meetings or anything this week, so. Okay, well, why don't we,
Eric Neiman.
yeah, Mr. Neiman, do you want to come up and, was Seth going to be here, or?
Well, I thought he said he usually is.
Well,
I
but
don't see him on the agenda.
he's not on the agenda.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine. I visited with Seth a little bit about possibly chip and sealing 1,000 feet in front of my house. He said that oil was about $2,500, and then they would put a layer of the white chat and then oil it, and then put the brown haydite on top because it's quite a bit more expensive,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems to hold up. So he said 1,000 feet would roughly be about $4,700, which I didn't know. He thought it would have to come before you to approve it. I would pay for it, and I didn't know whether the county would do it or I would hire a private contractor, or he said somebody, the county did some a portion of a road, township road, for somebody here recently,
Recently? I don't remember who that would,
I don't know.
or in the past.
yeah, maybe.
Okay, they did a strip in front of my mom and dad's, and this been 20 years ago, and mom and dad paid for it, and they did it. The county
Has
did
it held up?
Yeah, but you got to get it sealed. And I think the biggest thing is when you got rock road and a chip and seal on a rock road, you know, the grader
Drags.
drags it and cuts it up a little bit, or it doesn't get quite as big. But their house was real close. I don't know what your situation is, but I mean,
Well, I've always, we've been dust control for the past several years, and it's run about I've done 700 feet, and then my neighbor's done another 400. So it's $700 a year, year after year after year, and it's semi-okay. It helps, but it's not foolproof. But I thought,
trouble with that, my brother-in-law has that, and he does 1,000 feet. Well, see, the road patrol's not going to do it in the spring of the year. I mean, that road just falls apart. Yours probably does too. I mean,
No.
they'll get ruts in it like that from that.
it's not bad.
It's really.
It's not bad. It's held up pretty well. I'm pleased with what it's done so far, but I mean, it's $700 every year,
Yeah.
and I applaud you for the River Road. That turned out very well.
Thank you.
Got that done.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
it's not completely complete.
Yeah, they done it.
Oh, did it? Oh,
Yeah, it's
I haven't
done.
been up. I would really.
I even I heard a compliment on Facebook from people.
No, it was getting in dire need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's going to help with harvest.
Okay. What, I have no problem with the county doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But what about future maintenance then? I mean, what do we look at?
It would be me, on me.
Okay, well, I want to make sure that
It's
we're,
gonna have to have
Now,
some
I
kind of seal.
talked to, I'm trying to think if it was Bob Jackson back then. He had given me a price, you know, of doing it, but he said it really ought to be built up like you did, not as extreme as you did on the River Road, but to get a better base.
hmm
And he said that's where your cost comes in.
yeah.
But I don't know.
On something like this, what are you looking at to have it done by next year, or I mean?
Probably next year, I would guess.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't think you can get it done this
Yeah, I
year.
don't know, because I don't think he's going to get to those Effingham streets this year, is he? Is he going to
He
get?
was gonna try to, but you know, weather sets in like this. you
Yeah,
know,
and
it's-
we've already got commitments too, you know. So, but I personally have no problems with him doing it.
Yeah, if you could do it, that's fine.
Okay.
Now,
You might want to have it, look at it.
you may have somebody look at it to see if you got enough base, because if you do spend that $4,700, you know, you may want to add some rock in there. Again, that would probably be on your expense, but you want to last. But I think Mom and Dad had their seal like every 3 years. I've still got it today.
Mhm.
You know, and if it's, you know, if they know that that's what's going to come, maybe they do an extra grading or something in there to kind of get it shaped a little bit or something.
That's the only downside is when they grade the road, it's kind of the approach to get on it and get off. Sometimes
Well,
it gets a little,
There's a picture of my
I think yours
place.
is maybe
That
flat.
would be the north end, and then the south end there. That's about 800 feet. My neighbor to the south, Matt Weiser, he had dust control this year, and he questioned me about possibly adding
Is he
on to
gonna go in with this project as well?
that. Possibly. Now, 1,000 feet would put that about halfway through his property. You know, I talked about that, when my mom lived in that house, I did 1,000 feet of dust control, and that would include her house. So, when I did my dust control, it was 700 feet, and that got it to his driveway.
Who lives in your mother's house?
Matt Weiser.
Oh, that's Matt. Okay,
Mhm.
and then who lives over?
Rick Weiser.
Rick. Okay, that's who I was thinking was Rick, and then when you said Matt, I was getting confused.
I
But
sold Mom's house to Matt Weiser.
okay, that's Peachy's boy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The youngest one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd be from here 1,000 feet. Comes about over to here. Okay. Well,
You know, this is something that we may want to set a policy, because there's a lot of people that would do this, and you know what we'll do here is they furnish material and we lay it down, and
I know the Western Special Road District does a lot of that in front of people's houses. I talked to Jeff when he was commissioner about possibly doing a one-time deal to study to see if it would hold up.
oh, mm-hmm.
And then, you know, if you wanted to expand it, I know when the county had the policy of helping out with the road dust, I kind of got started on that on ours,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, that might be something.
we got involved in that a little bit here a year ago. There's down south, there's like 6 or 7 houses, and half of them wanted it and half of them did it. And at that point, we was going to have to declare a special, what you just said it,
Project.
a special thing where the tax dollars would pay for it. Well, the
Special
one-
assessment.
Special, that's not the word I'm looking for yet, but it's similar. And so then it kind of dropped. But in this instance where there's just the two of you and you're in agreement,
One other question I would have is, if we did this, would that have an effect on our taxes? With an increase?
Oh, I don't think so. I've never heard of anything, but
I
we
never
could,
heard
That'd be a
Mom and
question.
Dad
I
talk.
don't think the road's not part of the property, is it?
Well, we're
It's
just
the center of
talking,
the
now
road.
if
Center of
the
the
whole
road.
road was, yeah. If that 1,000 feet was from a main
Continuous.
road, and you did from,
Say if
Your
that
driveway to-
mile of Greeley Road was chip and sealed,
your taxes would be affected.
Mhm.
But where it's a strip in front of your house, I don't believe so. But that might be something you want to go downstairs when you leave here and ask to appraise it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as I talked to Seth, he said you probably ought to talk to the commissioners and get their blessing, you know, that would, that he could probably go ahead with something like that. But, yeah, it would be I'm sure next year.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Well, it would have to be, but
Mhm.
Just-
you pose these questions sometimes because you don't know what people's expectations
And they
are, so.
have kind of a season for doing the chip and sealing as well, too. That comes later on in the,
Well, it's getting down to it now. They're
It's usually
doing,
in later part of August.
yeah, it's usually a little earlier, but we were tied up on the other major projects, south of, was it Osage Road or Ottawa? And that's throwed us later with the chip and seal this year.
The only thing is that I would emphasize is you pay for the material, we put it down, and then if it breaks out and you have to have it redone, that would be on you. That
Mhm.
wouldn't be, well, you got chug holes out here on my road, you gotta come fix it,
No.
county. long as
I
you-
think when I talked to Bob Jackson, he was saying if the county would build it up, it was quite a bit more money. He was quoting me like $20-some thousand, and then the county would maintain it.
Yeah, 'cause we put like a foot of rock down here, and that's where the expensive was.
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
inches, 12 inches of rock.
Was that long ago? It was Mr. Jackson, or were you talking with Matt Dorson?
Jackson's
Oh,
been
Matt Dorset. Matt
Okay, because Jackson was so long ago
Yeah,
that,
Matt,
15
yeah.
years, Jackson. was
Yeah.
there probably.
so just,
I
clarify.
forgot about Matt already. Okay.
all right, well, get with Seth and we'll talk to him too, and if there's anything, let one of us or let us know.
Well, it's kind of quality of life. Everybody doesn't like the dust, and so we've talked about it quite a bit. And you sit out on the patio, and somebody comes by, and it kind of ruins your dinner you served out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
I would like for the county to be in a position someday, instead of maintaining the current, is to add 5 mills of chip and seal every year.
Miles.
5 miles of new chip and seal.
That would be an improvement to the county.
Most
Yeah.
definitely, and in the long run, save money too.
So,
And your infrastructure improves while you're going to have people move out and gain tax base.
Correct.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Tell Lois hello for me.
Okay, will do.
Corey, you want to come on up?
Afternoon. Got the monthly report on the run numbers and times. I don't know if we need the copy.
I have a copy.
I think you had one in your packet.
Yeah. Are we sure we're on? I don't see no little wheel spinning.
Yeah, we're going.
Okay.
Not much to report. Fortunately, it's just going along swimmingly. Few little changes. Our scene times went up, but that's a direct result of athletic standbys. 3 to 4 hours sometimes on a football game. Other than that, I'm happy with what they're doing. We had a few more transfers to longer places this year last month that drove up some of those numbers, but it's just because we went to Topeka more often. So,
I think it would be interesting when we get a year in to then maybe once we'll have a comparison to the year before.
oh yeah.
So when we start that anniversary, so we're comparing it not just to the month before or the 2 months before, just
Yep.
how we're doing.
I expected to compile that in February of next year.
Okay.
Yep, so that's in the works.
Once we get into this, and we're maybe not quite to the time, I wouldn't mind seeing some financials along as the times with things.
Yeah, we went to quarterly. I think that was your
Okay.
request, so we'll have
We
one.
should be getting something final.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, she's got them all planned out quarterly, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only question I had was the scene time. You explained it, so.
Yeah, I expected those to rise in the fall. when we started doing the athletic standbys more frequently, it drove up the times a couple minutes. But yeah, 3-hour football game affects a 20-minute average a little bit. So, but nothing I'm concerned about at all.
Now, is it required on a football game that there's an ambulance on standby?
I've found nothing in the State Athletics Association
there
that
was.
says they have to. What we've found is liability insurance on the
School?
particular school may mandate it.
Well, my question was going, if you take someone in, is there another ambulance that has to come out right away, or can they continue
if
without?
we have the resource, we'll try to move something out there, but a lot of times we don't have the resource because other calls are going on. What we've done right now is there's no cost to the school. If the crew's available, they go sit. But since they don't pay for it, we also don't dedicate. So if a call comes out, a 911 call comes out, they do leave. But we try to the best of our ability to rotate someone else into that. You'd have to talk to the school district what their particular policy is, but for the most part, I haven't seen any of them shut down a football game when we've had to leave, or take one of their students even. They continue the games on, and that's their protocol or policy.
I had heard at one time that it was that there had to be somebody on scene. I'm going, well, you would have to have another ambulance show up to continue the game. You know, if that happened first play of the game, you would be
My son had his knee blowed out, and they halted the game for 20 minutes till another ambulance got there.
But we've never been requested to this point, and in my time here, even under the other services, I've never seen them actually halt a game. So we try to provide the resources as quickly as we can back to them. But there's instances, I know sometimes on Friday night, there's a lot of 911 calls, and we're in and out of the games. But,
What do you do for like the racetrack where that's a business? Are they charged? Do we have to furnish that? Or?
the rescue squad is doing that, and they charge for it.
I see.
They pay the rescue squad for that, and I don't know how those monies are delineated, but we didn't. That was a pre-existing relationship prior to us starting the ambulance service, so we haven't changed anything. It's all going to the county anyway, so we just call when they need us out there. So they provide rescue squad EMTs for that. But where it's for profit, we will charge, because we've had other standbys, and then we have charged for profit situations. I don't think tax dollars should be going to a for-profit entity for free.
Well, we want to have medical help in case somebody gets hurt, but
And obviously, we're going to respond if we're called by.
you know, we shouldn't have to burden the taxpayers to pay for somebody. But yeah.
So in those instances where I've been requested for a for-profit event, we charge cost.
Yeah.
Okay, I think things look good. Thank you.
All right. Have a good afternoon, gentlemen.
You too.
Okay, well, our next appointment isn't here yet, so why don't we do a couple of these bookkeeping things here. That's not it. Okay, this is the bond to do with the sports complex, and the fourth quarterly payment is due and we need approval. So do I hear a motion to approve the management and operating reserve fund for the ASAF in the amount, total amount of $5,180?
So moved.
No, wait a minute, that's not the correct. I'm sorry, that is the wrong figure. It would be the total amount to be paid is $12,500. I'm sorry.
That sounds better.
So
Or
moved.
worse.
It's worse. It's been moved.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0. Okay.
And that's the final payment.
Yes. That is the maintenance fund. Okay, we've got.
The 1:30 may not show. I would suggest we go ahead with business, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, well, Benedictine College, Chrissy Simpson and Gilmore and Bell, want to come forward?
Ron from the college and Scott from UMB Bank, which is the underwriter, also here.
Okay.
So we'll all talk to you.
You may make it clear that we're not going to make a decision there.
Michelle told me that Pat wasn't able to be here today, but he did get a copy of the updated resolution with the new principal amount for one of the series. So the new resolution is drafted, which would, so that Benedictine College would have $6 million of the bank qualified amount for 2018, which would leave the county with $4 million within their bank qualified cap for the project that you guys were looking at doing in 2018. And that was the only change from the first resolution. We've also, the structure that we're looking at right now in order to get the college to the next, there's just a few extra $100,000 that they would need to refund the 2011 bonds, is going to be done through a taxable series of bonds. So we would still need the county to serve as the issuer of those bonds, but it doesn't count towards your bank qualified cap. There's even less rules and restrictions. There aren't all the kind of tax requirements that go along when they're taxable bonds. It's actually just kind of a simpler process for the college to get that last little bit of money that we need to refund the 2011s.
And what is that amount for the tax qualified?
It'll be,
On the taxable
yeah,
piece?
it won't be
Roughly $1 million taxable and $6 million tax exempt.
What was the first figure? You said 6 million tax exempt, and what was the first figure?
About $1 million
1 million.
taxable.
Hey, you're doing this to lower the interest rate,
Yes.
but you're not extending the term.
No. Paying it off actually a little
Okay.
faster.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
And as you know, the USDA loan will take out the two notes that were issued in 16 and 17 for the county, totaling $18 million. So that'll be gone probably in July or August of next year.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to say, without Pat here, I don't think until we discuss it with him, we're really going to be able to give you an answer today. But, because I didn't know he was going to be gone today till we got here. So, that's unfortunate. But if any questions by anybody, let's get them answered. I mean, I don't foresee any problems, but we wouldn't move forward until we.
I like the fact that the bigger one is going to get paid off, and what I've heard so far, I'd go along with Mr. Chairman. As long as County Council has no problem, I don't foresee any problem, in my opinion.
It wouldn't take a repeat visit or anything like that. It would just be that once we get his blessing and discuss it amongst ourselves, and I don't foresee any problems.
Okay, well, I know he did get a copy of it, so when I get back to the office, I'll email him and just kind of give him a little update from today and say that you guys were just waiting to speak with him whenever he has a chance. And if you or
Why don't
he
you
have
get
any
copies
questions,
on that as well?
you can email.
Yeah, why don't you copy me on that too?
Yeah,
So,
okay.
well, do you have my?
Yeah, I do, from the
Okay.
past, but I will take your card.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
certainly appreciate your assistance.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate the growth of BC. That's probably one of our brightest stars in Atchison, and we appreciate that. You got to get new things to get more kids coming. More kids is great for our community.
Yeah, this certainly helps the budget, lower our interest payments, and gives us money to do other things.
Okay.
Okay. Well, okay. Thank you very much. Sorry we didn't have council here today.
Of course. This is actually another version. Do you want to put a sticky note or this one? Most up-to-date document that Pat should have.
We're buzzing right through this.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he's not even sure that guy.
Probably not.
Copies there, just like one for you and then we'll do that. Did you guys make a copy of the updated resolution, or do you just wanna look at it? and
The one
email
that
it
we
to
had in
you?
the packet was old.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take a copy. And do you have 3 copies or?
I gave her one,
I
and
can
here's
make
one
other
more.
copies too.
Is there one in our,
Okay. If you just want to send them a copy, or
We can definitely email them.
okay, it don't hurt to everybody have access. Ah, I do have one.
So if you, like on the first page of the resolution, you'll see the only parts that changed are the par amounts that are referenced there, so we lowered that to 6, and then there's the 1 million for the taxable piece. But otherwise, it's
Stay
the
the
same
same.
that you guys already had, so.
All right, thank
Okay,
you, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
thank you all.
Thank you.
I guess if all else, we'll just be able to vote on it next week.
Okay,
and
yeah, I'll call
and
Michelle to get on the agenda, assuming Pat's here. Yeah, and you said you didn't need us to come back, but we'll of course
Well, I
be
was-
by our computers or phones if you need us.
right. Well, we worked it out somehow that
Yeah.
we get it voted on and take care of it. So.
Okay,
I may add, Pat's got a pretty big plate. We got a lot going on, so it may not be 1 week. It may be 2 weeks, but I won't foresee no longer.
okay. All right,
So-
I'll let Scott know for the schedule, but
Okay.
I think that should be fine. They weren't anticipating it closing until January, so.
Mhm.
should
Okay.
We'll
still
be
be
in
in
good shape.
time.
We want to get this done as soon as possible. That way
Yeah.
you guys know what's carrying on. And
We appreciate it, we want to be respectful of the county's other projects, but we of course appreciate your help from year to year.
okay.
All right. well,
Thank you
thanks,
again.
I'll be in touch.
We need to find out what month that, what month isn't that coming up? Autism month? Oh, April, okay, we got one. I want to make sure that your son is here. I was thinking it was in the fall, but okay. Keep us in the loop on that, because we'll forget it. Probably our 1:30 is not going to show, I'd guesstimate, but I don't know.
It's not 1:30 yet.
Not quite.
That's true, that's true. We got another lady back here, I don't know who she's with.
Who are you here representing, or
You know, I didn't know you guys were having this open thing today. I just have a question on my road out where I live. I live on 254th
Come on up to the front here.
Road.
come on up?
Live on 254th Road, Cummings, Kansas. And I have a couple questions.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any way that we could get a speed limit sign put out there? I live on, at 14176. Live in a log cabin house. I'm not very far off the road.
What was the address again?
14176, 254th Road. And I don't live very far from the road. And those people, they drive by there, I mean, even the semis, the farmers, drive by there so fast. You know, and I've got puppies, I've got grandchildren, you know,
Mhm.
but not even that, but just driving by there so fast and the dust is so bad that, is there any way we could speed limit? I mean, would that help? Or could I get the road paved?
Well, we had a gentleman here just right before you. Or was you here when the meeting started?
No.
Okay. And he is wanting 1,000 feet of chip and seal basically in front of his road, but he is paying for it. The county will do the work to put it in. So something like that, there wouldn't be any problem as far as that. But it's mainly, I think, more for dust control than anything on his
Yes,
part.
we've done the dust control before, but when we've done the dust control, and I didn't realize that I was supposed to call the county and let them know that we had it done, because the road graders would come through, and they come on that road, and I'm really happy that they do come on that road a lot. But
They drug it.
and I just don't have the money right now.
Is there a speed limit on it now?
No.
In the past, I've dealt with one since I've been here, and we have the sheriff's office, and we'll drive it, and the road and bridge foreman, and they usually get together and will approve it or not. If kind of, we would act on their recommendation. Am I right on that? Do you?
I believe you are.
And so we could have them look at it. see what they say. I mean, not all roads it works out for speed limit, but are they coming directly? Is like is it cross traffic or is it?
No.
It's just a.
Yeah, it's on, 254th Road, it goes down to Lincoln Road, but it's just one way, and either way they go, they're just going, I mean, I can't even sit down on my front porch anymore because it's so dusty.
Okay.
I can't even do that.
Okay. Well, we can have them look at it
Okay.
and come back with a recommendation.
I would
What's your
appreciate
name?
it. My name is Robin Wagner.
Oh, okay. Ian?
Why?
Wyan.
To do the 1,000 feet, Mr. Neiman said his cost was $4,700 for the first time to lay down the blacktop, and then the maintenance, whatever the maintenance is, will be on him.
So it's
But
quite
like
expensive
he
for
was
that.
spending $1,000 a year for his treatment, so. said
Well, I
did
think he
good.
said 700 for.
Or 700.
It was 700 a
My
year.
brother-in-law's $1,000.
A year for the
He did it 5 or 6 years.
dust control only. So he thought, 8-10 years of that, you would have most of the or chip and seal taken care of. So I know when some people have more allergies or things like that, it's a lot bigger priority. But the two subjects don't have anything to do with one another, really. The chip and seal and the speed limit. I mean, is it or did?
Not really, no.
Okay,
No.
I was just wanting to make sure
I was
that there
just
wasn't
asking on
a
the
correlation
other-
between the two.
Yeah, but I just, what I've thought about doing, whatever, I don't know, I couldn't probably do it myself, is having speed bumps put out there on the road,
You couldn't do
but I
that.
can't do
Yeah.
that.
Can't do that.
Right, okay, because I thought maybe that would slow them down a little bit. but
It
they
probably
just-
would.
They just go.
Then someone's gonna come take them out.
so
Yeah,
fast. I mean,
yeah.
It's awful, it's awful.
We've had other requests too. Some have good honor and some we can't.
Okay,
So that's as truthful as answer as I can give you, or
Okay.
factual. I'll talk to them, and if they come back with a recommendation, I'll let you know.
okay. Then my other question was,
Okay.
that same road, at the end of my property, we're going to be going west. The road is up higher than my yard is, because it dips down, so I have a big bank. I guess you'd call side of the road, whatever, I don't know what you want to call it. Well, anyway, I have a pond up over west of us here that runs down through my yard and causes my yard to be nothing but a big pond, almost like a creek. Then we also have another pond over here to the north and west of us, but that's the one I'm more interested, you guys doing something about, because when it rains 8+ inches, that water is coming over that road, because the pipe tube they have in there is not big enough. It's running over that road, and it's eating out the side of the road. So I'm afraid that one day we're not gonna have a road there anymore. Is there any way that they can come in and put rock? They did for me one time, put some rock on it to kind of keep it from, eroding,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't do anything more than that.
Is that a county road or
It's a county
township?
road, County road.
It's a county road.
Mhm.
Is that 254th you're
That's
talking about?
254th.
Oh, it's still. I didn't know if there was
No,
a corner.
Same road, same road.
I
It is, it's just eating the road out, and I thought I thought I better say something to somebody, because I don't know whether anybody comes out and checks anything like that.
and that's
or-
west of your house.
Yes, right west. Mhm.
I can have Seth look at it.
Okay.
And without knowing any more, that's all I can say now until we look, and maybe he can figure something out or see if there's a problem or
Okay.
what that problem would be and what can be done.
And then I'm gonna ask you one more question, and this will be it. Where we have those ponds coming and running into my yard, is there anything that we can do to not have my yard like a creek all summer long? Because I can't mow part of my yard, and when I bought the place, we didn't know that was like that.
Well,
Is there, anything from the guy over here that's north on the pond that he's got it draining down through my yard?
they
Drains
actually,
down his-
it comes through the tube in the road and then onto your property.
It comes through the tube right over here at my yard. He's back off the road here, he's off west of me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming, the pond's here, and it's coming through a tube and going right through my yard, and of going down to a pond that's owned by another guy over here that's east of us.
Without seeing it, or it's hard to answer something like that.
Because I know I just can't mow it, you know, I get stuck. And I mean, I just can't, I mean, because most of the summer, if we have a really hard rain, a really good rain, 8+ inches, I'm not gonna be able to mow any of that for a long, long time for it to all dry out.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if there was anything that, I can't do
Well, water's gonna run where water's gonna
that.
run,
Exactly,
so.
I know that.
If it's lower than the tube that drains it away, there's not much we're going to be able to do.
Okay.
And
I just, other than us probably bringing dirt in and filling it in ourselves and putting a bigger tube in there, that's gonna cost a lot of money to do that,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Now, if there would be something like the tube that would drain away from your yard, if it would be plugged up or something, now that is something has that been looked at? I mean, does it drain from your property back across the road or away?
No, it drains on my property down and goes through my backyard into the other pond.
Okay.
Jimmy Allen, I don't know if Jimmy Allen was out there, and he's got the pond east of me, and that water all drains down through my yard into his pond.
Okay. I didn't know if it crossed the road. But
No, it doesn't cross the road.
there may be something that you can do as far as grading or something to get it out of your yard quicker is the only thing I could think of.
I
But
don't know how we would do that though. See, there's no place for it to go, because we kind of live, the house is up a little high, but the backyard is way, down.
that's something that's on private property, and there's only so much we can do.
I
But
know, I just.
But if there was a road issue, plugged tube or something like that, then that's the reason I'm asking.
Okay, but you will look in on that other.
Yeah, I'll have them look for the speed limit and
Sounds good.
see what happens.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks for stopping.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna write her address in my book so I don't get thrown away.
14176, 254. I think the bottom line issue there is dust.
Well, speed limit, if there was a speed limit that would maybe help with the dust even, if they're coming through there that fast,
Well, it's dusty, you can go 25 mile an hour and create dust. And if our home's real close to the road, it's part of living in the country, I look at it.
Well, it don't look like our 130's showing up. Okay, got the next thing I've got is it's K-Camp needs voting members at the K.A.C. conference. Where's that? There it is. Okay, K-Camp is requesting a voting delegate and also alternate. So
This happened during the,
K.A.C. conference, which
I'd move that we appoint the chairman as the voting member and myself as the alternate.
Do you want that two motions or just one?
I think it can be one.
Okay,
It's just,
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
okay, it's been
You're
moved.
both gonna be down there.
Yeah, we're both planning on being there, so. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Pass 3-0. Make sure there's nothing else in that. Yeah.
Jail overcrowded, Travis? Not too bad. you want to get too many inmates, it's not safe for the deputies nor the other inmates.
I agree 100%.
Any older unfinished business before the board?
I can't think of any, Mr. Chairman.
Can you think of anything, Jack?
I can't think of a thing.
Okay, I think we need to approve the bills.
Maybe on this, you may want to take the lead on getting the city county joint meeting, because we're starting to get some important stuff that we need to discuss.
Okay, this might be our appointment here. Well,
I don't know if it is or not.
Is this for the county commission meeting?
yes,
Yes.
it sure is.
I'm scheduled to meet with you at 2 o'clock. I just,
At 2? What's your name?
Johnny Hall.
Oh,
Okay.
I think you were at 1:30, so you can come on in, sir.
What?
We had you at 1:30, so.
Oh.
Close the door and then come on in and have a seat if you'd
Can I
like.
go to the restroom? first?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Where's the restroom? Right downstairs.
Okay, we were,
Well, Pat's got a lot on his plate, and he was gonna get with Becky, and nothing seems to be getting done, and now
Okay.
we're getting quite a bit
Why
of
don't you
stuff.
get a hold of Becky?
Yes, some of the
Okay.
stuff we're gonna have to, maybe not.
I know they're trying to
delegate.
put it off till after their city election.
Yes, they did say that.
okay. Yeah, I can give her,
Let's get some kind of tentative dates set. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting something much different.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you don't know where a temper lays, so. Do you wish to go through any of the bills? Nope.
Okay, I think legally, the county council's supposed to look at them bills. He's not here. We just couldn't sign off on that. He
I'm
looks
gonna
at
sign,
it.
I may look through them, but I may wait till after the meeting's over and
But does he have to look through them?
I'll put a note on there for
Pat to,
them that if they need Pat, that they can get a hold of Pat.
okay.
I thought of that myself, that they probably need to,
He usually looks at them in detail.
but he
I
has
think
been.
that's one of his duties.
I figured since he wasn't gonna be here, I'm gonna go through, but I don't wanna be wasting tape time basically to. Sir, you wanna come right on up here, front row, so we can hear you?
I don't know if
Oh,
you've
sorry.
seen the sign, but we are being taped, so whatever you said will be
Sure.
viewed in public record.
My apologies to you for being late. I had 2 o'clock down. I thought that's what I told, and I thought I was here early to figure out where to come. And
Okay.
It's
well,
fine.
You're fine, you're
It's
okay.
okay.
Go ahead.
I'm from Manhattan, and I bought a house here in Atchison and rehabbing it. And a couple employees were working at my home in Manhattan, and they stole a bunch of checks while they were working there, 80 of them, I guess, exactly, blank checks. And I didn't realize it, and I guess it was Memorial Day, why I got a call from a check cashing place that said an employee was cashing a check. Well, it was a name I'd never heard of, and it was a forged check. And so anyway, I was all shook up about this deal, and my bank told me I had to close the bank account, which was reasonable, and open another account. And I closed that, and in the meantime, I figured out I had some checks out, and one of them was actually to the county waste department or dump or whatever you call it.
Solid waste facility.
And I called them, and, you know, they never even contacted me. I called them, and and then I wrote them another check immediately and sent it to them. And then they are charging me $30 bad check fee, and to dump out there at the dump, well, they require cash. Well, I'm a stubborn person, I guess, and I'm not about to pay that $30. And I'm rehabbing this house here in Atchison, and I've hauled trash to Manhattan, so I suppose it's cost me probably $200, $300, $400 so far, but I'm not going to pay the $30. And I guess I think whoever's in charge of your waste department's pretty unreasonable about this. You know, I'm a victim of a crime here, and that'd be like your car parked on the street and somebody stealing all the tires off of it, and then come along and be charged with having an inoperable vehicle parked on the street or something. And so I don't know. I just think it's quite unreasonable.
Why do you think it's the county's responsibility to eat your bad check charge? If you don't want to accept it, what makes you think that the county should just say, okay, yeah, we'll take that $30?
Well, because I'm a victim of a crime, and they didn't have, you know, wasn't like I wrote them a bad check or anything like that. They never contacted me about it. I contacted them before it got back, and immediately wrote them another check and paid for it. And they're treating me like the criminal here. That's how I feel. That I got to be on a cash-only basis and whatever. And actually, the county's kind of cutting your nose off to spite your face, because they've lost a few $100s worth of business by dumping trash out there too. And like I said, I'm from Manhattan. It just seems to me like that you really don't want somebody from out of town coming up here spending money in your town and rehabbing a house that the roof was falling in on.
Well, evidently your check must have not been no good, because we was charged $30.
The account was closed.
So the check was invalid. It was no good. That's like a bad check. That's a bad check. So.
And it went through twice. It was rejected twice.
I don't know that, but
Yeah,
The bank automatically sends them through twice.
do they?
They come back from the Fed, they go right through.
Yes.
sure.
Second time, then they return them to us, which could take 10, 15 days for us to get it back. So, but normally speaking, people charge $30 for a insufficient or a closed account check.
I understand.
If you wrote one
that.
at Walmart, well, you can't write one at Walmart because they have a system. But I mean, if you wrote one at any of the other merchants in town, they would expect you to pay a $30 fee or more, depending on the merchant.
But I hope you understand, I don't write bad checks, and this was something that I didn't. The bank said I had to close the bank account, which made sense because there was 80 blank checks out. And
So did you open another account in that bank, or?
oh yeah, immediately they closed it and opened it, and I think they probably would have honored that check if I'd had my wits about me at that time to say, you know, I've got this checks out, but I didn't figure that out immediately. I had to go through my books and figure out everything and get this all figured out.
Me personally, I think your beef is more between yourself and your bank versus you and the county. We had to set policies. Stacy goes by the policy we set. When you come out there to dump, you pay your bill. If you're 90 days late, we refuse you. You have to, everybody has, we're not picking on you. We're just doing things business-like.
And it's my understanding also, as a property owner, don't you get $35 credit a month for being a property owner to dump out there?
Not to my knowledge.
You have to be resident, I believe. It's residence, isn't it? That gets the, I think it's a resident, you have to be a resident.
Well, I don't live in the house, but
Mhm.
they did start out giving me that $35, and they understood I wasn't living there.
Well, I would believe that, I think there's allowance per residence,
Yeah, you have so many pounds, or
Yeah.
so
like
many
1,000 pounds a month or something.
Yeah, and anything after that, you start paying. So there is that, but I don't think there was ever a dollar amount designated. There was just
So
so
much
many
per-
pounds
per
per
ton.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense because you can have it's 2,000 pounds per resident a month free. Anything over you pay, we're charging $35 a ton. So that's where the 35 would come into the ton.
So Johnny, what do you want us to do?
Waive the $30 and allow me to be, not treat me like a deadbeat criminal out there and say I've got to pay cash out there at the dump.
Well, I don't see that just a simple charge like that as calling you that name or labeling you as that. I mean, to me, that's a little extreme. Saying,
It's how I feel. A lot of things are perception.
mhm.
Me personally, I'll support our Stacy Joyce, our solid waste manager. We instruct her what to do, and she's following her job. And unfortunately, you wrote a bad check, and there was a $30 charge. And
No, sir, I did not write a bad check.
we couldn't cash it. It was
When
no
I wrote
good.
that check, I had plenty of money in the bank, and I still have plenty of money in the bank.
If your check would have cleared, we wouldn't be having this discussion today.
You know, a check's a promise to pay.
Excuse
A
me?
check is a promise to pay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I paid. I did pay. As soon as I found out, I wrote a check that day and put it in the mail for the amount of the check. And then after the fact, when I went out there to dump next time, they said, oh, this gotta be cash only, and you gotta pay a $30 charge. I hadn't even got another bill. I didn't know it. And they were paid.
Well, I'll have to support Chairman Pohl and Stacy or
You're
Director.
chairman.
So, huh?
You're the chairman.
So, well, I'm just saying, I'm supporting your position.
Oh, I
That,
see.
that's, we can't be micromanaging for every small incident that comes up. So, unfortunately, I don't think I can be of help.
Okay.
Do you have anything more? Or?
I've done that.
So if you want to pay the $30, you continue to dump. If you don't want to pay the $30, they're going to turn you away.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm kind of a stubborn guy. I will pay $30.
I can relate to being stubborn. So, sorry we can't help you, sir.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, is there anything further? I don't think I have anything on the
Thank you
agenda.
guys for coming in. I was anticipating a younger, hot-headed gentleman.
Pleasure.
Thank you, guys. We can't have a county councilor update, public comment, executive session. So do I hear a motion to adjourn at, 1:55?
Well, I'll make that motion. It's a
Okay.
record day.
Yeah,
I'll second it.
it's been moved and seconded. All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Passed 3-0.
Has anybody ever been opposed? I suppose they have.
What's that?
Anybody ever been opposed to
To adjourning?
adjourning?
No.